All right, we're live on Councillor Luto's like page, and we are live here on Instagram as well. I wish you well, and I welcome you to this particular discussion we're going to have now. There are a lot of issues that have occurred, and for that matter, I would like to put my take on it. And my take might not be your happiest moment, but that's my take, and I think I have a take in every issue that occurs. So wherever you are, as you watching me, wherever you are, as you are joining me, one of the most important things you want to hear is that I'm here to share my views with you. But in the first place, let me say a big thank you to all followers, all friends and loved ones. MFA, thank you very much. Wherever you are, I miss all of you, and I know you miss me too. It's good. I have a lot of things I'm going to talk about today. But the first thing is, let's talk about ginger honey chips. It's the best so far, the best of the best. It's everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. The word is everywhere. Everywhere you can get your ginger honey chips. Everywhere you can get your ginger honey chips, and you love to enjoy it. I'm excited you are here today. My topic is already on the screen. When a mother-in-law becomes a witch. What's about bedani bayfo? Kwan ben so no fada ne bayfo. Abayfo egu akwade mu a ese awade. Share the page with a friend and invite a friend as we discuss the issues that are pertaining to life and godliness. Well, I have a good news for you, and the good news is that I just heard that His Eminence Chief Imam have officially donated to the contribution of our cathedral. I told you earlier on that the cathedral is not a political edifice. It is an edifice that is meant for the Christian community. And I heard today that Chief Imam has officially donated to support the building of the cathedral. Your Eminence, let me say a big thank you to you on behalf of all the sensible, energetic Christians who are watching and are listening and are reading. Some of our Christian brothers and sisters made it clear to us that it is nonsense to build a cathedral for the Lord whilst we don't have hospitals, we don't have toilets, we don't have schools, and we don't have better places to live in. Our economy is in shambles, and we can't build a temple for the Lord when the economy is in shambles. For me, what I say is this. The edifice that Nanado is building is not a political promise. Nanado pledged that when God gives him the nod to become the president of the Republic of Ghana, he's going to call his friends and his other counterparts to assist him so he could build a temple for God. He's not the first Christian president in Ghana in the Fourth Republic, but one of the most difficult governance ever gotten in our Fourth Republic is this particular tenure. One of the most difficult times when it comes to what's the secret? One of the most difficult time now when it comes to governance in the Fourth Republic happened to be 2021. I'm saying that because this is the first time you've gotten a parliament that have no majority and minority. This is the first time that the parliamentarians don't have majority and they don't have minority. So passing bills are not easy right now. Where the opposition have equalization in parliament, it is not easy to govern. So all the plans for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will not go easy like that because the opposition people have their work to do. And when you have majority in parliament, you are able to pass a bill to make sure that you fulfill your manifesto. But unfortunately for us, because we don't have national manifesto, it's difficult for you to find Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's policies passing very easy. So if there's any difficult times when it comes to governance, for me where I sit, is this particular time for Nana Addo, where Parliament, the strongest arm of governance, where they are supposed to support government. Unfortunately, it is not easy at this time for us to see the change. But well, Obi kan asem, Opeu, Umpeu, the current president of the Republic of Ghana is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who is passing through. It's just a transition for him. After 4 years, Nana Addo is nobody, but as like just an ex-president, like ex-president Kufuor, like ex-president John Mahama, like ex-president late Jerry John Rawlings. So the secret is that if he's building a temple for God, one of the things I've seen in Ghana, there's no continuation. There's no lie to ourselves. There's no continuation. Every project that Mahama began, when you check the records, Nana Addo Dankwa has not continued them because it's not part of his manifesto. There are different things. So if Nana Addo starts the church, especially where the church is not even part of governance, and he's using his friends to build, like the chief imam, like myself, like my wife and children, like some other human beings who I see to be sensible. Anybody who contributes to the cathedral is sensible. Anybody who doesn't contribute is not sensible. As I say, what do you do? Nyansa for Obin Castle, osi Tiefidan, osi Asori Dine. Moti ho akramofo ewo 15,000 seating capacity. Na Christopher Yakobompa Yakobo Independence Square. Kramofo obi abesi ama won. Yenye obi obesi ama yen. Nana Addo Dankwa we bubu dan be bregu from no osi Asori da manyankopon. Wo de ade dan. Ye kan nyansa sema na jimifo no mu nim nyansa be kan kwase asema chie nipa. Na se de otwa ye besi. Me chia mo if you aswas me be obi am chia. Yesi party na ye ma mba na yo hia for party. Na wa be yi ge na no se ge na ni alukumi enti na we hu party ni ye no. Won so be party anu apɛ baby pa be ye na nkrofo alukumi fo so be hu ni ye. What dem chena se? Evia, happy belated birthday to wo mamienu yi. Na boy see the se na atete one day ya hwa da kye asemunti. Enti me dem ase. Mo ye mo hu ye a mo de siga ne eba. Ebi mo asene o mo de ama me. Me dem aka se me nye no mobile money. Me ko cathedral office ho na me de social media akotue sika yi na ya boa Nana Addo ma wasi asori dan kese amanyankopon. Your Eminence, Chief Imam, and the Muslim community, we say big thank you for supporting the church to build a temple. I heard Vice President Baumia also said he has contributed and will not stop contributing. Thank all of you. I'm yet to hear that John Dramani Mahama, ex-president, ex-president John Dramani Mahama going to contribute. Then this is not a political thing. Let's have a place designed for the Christian community to do their worship in the place. I'm very, very excited and I'm so happy. Let me say a big thank you to Chief Imam and all of you who supported Chief Imam to be able to go and pay this money to us. I say a big thank you to Chief Imam. When I get to Chief Imam, I'm going to give him a packet of ginger honey chips. And if you find yourself in New York, you find yourself in New Jersey, find yourself everywhere you find yourself, remember, it is all about the ginger honey chips. You can get yourself anyone you want, anywhere you are in America. Just call 862-215-2007. 862-215-2007. And if you are in Ghana, you can call me direct on 0277-609-644. Remember, this is ginger honey chips. And the same way I want to encourage you, those of you watching me live on Facebook, you can see my donation button is there for my foundation, the Counselor Luther Foundation for Health, Diabetes Cerebral Palsy. We need your support to support those who are vulnerable. We are taking care of a lot of people with diabetes in Ghana. Currently, I'm trying to get myself the sugar balance drug to give to people to try and see how effective it is. Those who have money, I'm going to buy it. And it's giving them a balance of their life. If you're watching me, you are diabetic and there's anything wrong with you, you are supporting yourself and you think you can support other people, the number is there. The Zelle account is 862-215-2007. Once you sell out the Zelle money, we will say thank you for this wonderful support you've given unto us. And don't forget, Anytime you buy the ginger honey chips, your support is to the foundation as well. Thank you to all of you. Akwapim polo. Na Jimmy Ben no no. Akwapim. Eya microphone too for. Get we all have you. And then I try SAS me fear akwapim na so me sanka no. Menti ase. Daily guide I report to your twerking. One twerking what them po. Now what twerking was social media. Na media ni say what twerking was social media. Na social media for ade to de abakrom ni edi nkomo a. Then what na ka mu na aka aden kura na opa wo asem saa akwapim. Ade papa ben na wo ye say o report. Ukoto ho ni o twerking. Bibia baby atwerking. Wa wonim say ade gi wudin ema kadibi kura de we adamfo ye twerking. It is a daily guide that twerking about one. Oh how ne den akwapim. Let me ante wonka. Na kanya wona ko ye dedi age hu say a report wo asem kura wo daily guide. Me kan no kura kire wo. Me hu twerking no bi say girl we den ayi. E say wo ya na to ba no akata so. Wo to ba no akata so. To ba no akata so. Akwapim mesra wo. E to de bi ama ade bi a ekodin enkoda. Because me nte wase. Ade asan. Ye na koda. Na me be that we there. I have a topic for discussion. I think that 2 days ago I had a wonderful discussion where a young lady sensibly was beaten graciously by the husband very well to the extent that she ended up in the hospital. And the father and mother, which is the parents and the family, took her to the hospital. Immediately when they took her to the hospital, she recovered. The father gave a caveat. Until your husband comes to beg and apologize for what he did, won't let you go back to your husband's house. Then the lady said, she's not gnashing, she's feeling cold, and she wants to go and warm herself with the husband's male organ. And so called the husband and told the husband, my father says, if you don't come and beg, I shouldn't come back to that house as a wife. The answer from the husband was simple. I didn't sack you from this house. I only beat you. So if you can't come back, be there. I opened the lines and a lot of people shared their views. That was where I heard somebody who has been beaten for 22 years and I've run away now to America, but I've gotten a lot of ear infections. She's now going for surgery here and there because the husband then has beaten her so much. And she says the reason why she stayed in the marriage was because she didn't see her mother and father together. She didn't see any of her siblings together in their whole house. There's nothing called marriage in the house. So she took upon herself that if beating will let her get the image of marriage, she's ready to be beaten so she can have the image of marriage. So that is what the lady who called us told us that. And the funny part is that the man she's talking about has one child, and she too came into the marriage with one child. And ever since they got married, they have never had an issue which is called a child. The man has been asked to come to the hospital. She says, if the man is still going or is preparing to go, up to date, they are waiting for the man in the hospital to come and check why he can't impregnate her. She's 56 years now. She's going for the next surgery, and she has decided to go and, as it were, stitch her private part and take away her taste so that she'll not even think of having sexual intercourse with anybody. My question here is, people are going through a lot. When you talk about divorce, they say divorce is a sin. Let me tell you, anybody who tells you divorce is a sin has a mental deficiency. Divorce was created by God for a reason and for a purpose. And there are many things that will cause you to find yourself in the road for divorce. But remember, the safety valve in marriage is divorce. There are two things which you all expect in marriage. The first one is you expect in marriage is nothing but a simple thing, and which is cheating and divorce. Share the page with a friend as I dive into the main topic for today. These are just, by the way. And I'll try my best today to be reading your messages because it's good to read messages from you. Wherever you are, you can share it to a page, share it to a friend, share it to a group of people as we come to learn today. We're going to learn today. I have 30 minutes solid to push an agenda that should change your life. Share the page with a friend. Let me see you sharing the page. Don't feel lazy. Share the page and invite a friend. I'm discussing when the mother-in-law becomes a witch. Somebody says on Instagram, I seem angry every day. Have you seen an angry man before? Who is angry? Now, only pay angry, I will say, maybe angry, I'm not angry. I'm not, these are my faces. My face is not too handsome and it's not too bad. At least it's presentable. You know what I'm talking about, my brother? Your name is not even correct on Instagram. But let's go straight ahead. The topic for today. I mean, those of you who are there, you can read the topic that I have for today. When your mother-in-law become a witch, and then usually, I think I want to treat mother-in-laws becoming the burdens to daughters-in-law, not sons-in-law. It is very difficult for a son-in-law to complain about a mother-in-law. Anytime you see that a son-in-law is complaining about a mother-in-law, then the son-in-law has a mental deficiency. The message say, "Eda abe who say, obema owale obi baba, kasa etia ne naseba no." Na je say sa branche no owadwi mu yare. Esan say, nukure woman say ye kasa ni ye pesi ye hu say, wan pa ni ye hoahoa no. Wan na ye sorry no. Wan na ye di obuo kese ma no aware mu a. De bia eyo ba chitafo e na di obuo kese e ma bema. A obaware omo baba. Esan say, obaba na hia aware. Enye oba bema na hia aware. Enti eto de bia ukohu e obabi say obema bi say na seba embunu. Na seba kasetia na. Na je say obrantia ne kwa awade ase no. Ode ohia tantan, ohia dwie, ohia bi a eye time pa single room self contain ohia bi e na de ko ware oba no e na oba na ebusuafo no man ba bi da he oba na ebusuafo ye ni yie man ne wa ye yie anya ba bi agina e ba ne saade a empepi no obu a efe no obuo wunya bi da esan say omumfo obuo e ma o. So in the first place, the mother-in-law we are going to discuss today, it's not the mother-in-law of a son, but we're talking about the in-law of a wife. So let me just make it straight. Who is a mother-in-law? Let me define for you. A mother-in-law is the mother of a husband or the mother of a spouse. We have two categories of in-laws. We have the woman's side and the man's side. So my mother is an in-law to my wife. And my wife's mother is an in-law to me. But remember, anytime you have in-laws, the law is the one connecting you to the family. So for example, my mother-in-law, between me and my wife, if you put my wife down, put my mother-in-law down, and put me down, who is the law? My wife is the law. So I cannot operate with my mother-in-law without the law. Our confusion, our troubles, our burdens have been because we want to operate without the law. If it is not marriage, this beautiful woman called my mother-in-law will not have any connection with me. The same way, if it is not marriage, my mother doesn't even have the guts to have any connection with my wife. So the honest report is that my mother has gotten advantage to me, such a beautiful woman, because she agreed to marry this young boy sitting down. Today, my discussion is I'm going to deal with nothing but the in-laws and their maltreatment on daughters-in-law, which is not the fault of the daughters-in-law. But some daughters-in-law are very foolish. That is why they are being maltreated. So let's take it here. When a mother-in-law becomes a witch, when I say a witch here, I've not added the craft. But where a mother-in-law still wants to operate like the son, the way he's treating the son, he wants to treat the son's wife in the same way. That is where she's be called a witch. Where a mother-in-law has refused to allow the son to be a husband, but want the son to be a son. Now watch it here. One of the recognition we should give to ourselves is that immediately your son gets married, your son is not a husband to you. He's still a son to you, but he's a husband to somebody. Now, when your son is not prepared to be a husband, forget it. Assisting him to go and pay a bride price. What makes a man to become a husband is when a man can be independent and make a decision for himself. and can add somebody to it. So when you're a young man who cannot make a decision for yourself, when you are a young man who cannot decide, you can't feed yourself 3 square meals plus common snacks. So boru aglika kro pk yedi we yedi passe yenu. Where muni baby da. Where moye kasan no. Uni baby da. Baby adan ye dan kraba ko single room. Brofo kasan ye beto ye. See a single. A room for a single person. And yeah, room for double people. Or bebo bu or baby and wale no control single room. Hello? You're hungry. And family home. If you respect a woman, you don't marry her into a single room. So don't come and tell me, and a beman me worry na nka sampono. Now I toss I say, wager all see. And so no share me or worry me. And your catcher me say, ya worry. And chebiano a couple nine or so. Ni a got snemo. Na ni papa hone de or ye baby kitwe me a ton for the meantime. Son a be I bet my corner, Miss Matin, I say, Jimmy. Bemani baby. No, wale. Me ono am nga so yen hwehwe dia kwa abero kire enti onye na adwen mpo se obeto me be ma metna enti me so me se metna ma mo kakra ko sit I mean get rid of this nonsense. A man that is ready to marry must be a man that has adequate enough prepared logistical support to be a husband. God who created marriage from the beginning, before handing it over to a man or to men or to family, first and foremost, made sure that the Garden of Eden was too secured. There was nothing that was left in the garden that would not give woman comfort. So when a man wants to marry, he should be ready to give a woman comfort. Do you know what I'm talking about? So stop the crap. The churches are one bedding. And our dear onya kakra bi ato hyase wade awade de sia de hyase nyame adom na hyase kakra na wasom kakra no abam kakra sa na tie ye nyina hya na hyase me wa sof maame no na me ni baabi da na me da fom na sof maame te mase eno me nyina da fom ene ye wadan kra miensa ye da baabi akeke. That's a stupid example. Anybody who tells you are married your mother won't lie on the floor, it's a stupid example. You married my mother in 1970 and you were lying on the floor, and my mother foolishly agreed to marry a man on the floor. And today, you are admonishing a current young girl who is not sleeping on student mattress, is sleeping in her own room in the father's house, to come down. Is it forward march or backwards march? To lie on the floor because of love. I'm saying, when the man is not adequately prepared, don't go and marry the man. The same way, some of you, the young girls, why ye ya broso, why ye ya pahu up fasu. I'm a mundi musikaye. Mufa bin saneme 862-215-2007 862-215-20 Zelle account. Eba brochire. Ghana answer the 055-000-5077. Send his can go there from foundation. Now why your one sweat now I said there would there would be bia that will live until would there would is can by hot until noon tino would to me and to ya dine kama bema emane wallow. Your husband married you, he has never rented the place before. Constantly you are the one renting. I'm talking about a man. How do we make mothers-in-law? We are discussing when the mother-in-law becomes a witch. Say wasiba bedane obey you for. Say si a person be hu nanim. Wasiba na BP akosoro. Mesraw de edikan. Hwe say one fa wasiba suban. Be careful you don't become the representative of your mother-in-law. Be careful you don't take the character of your mother-in-law. Be careful you don't change who you are because of your mother-in-law. And I'm discussing specifically a mother-in-law in the line of your husband. So 2 mother-in-laws. Your wife's in-laws will never disrespect you because the woman's family will always make marriage work. The man's family collapses marriage. Bear me chief for gu awade. Bear me be chief for me chief for mo say awade. Me nuanom ba de gu on ne me maame no. On person mo se ma wale. E so ma se de ne se mo mpesa awade be ko nanim. Enya adwemfin bi anti o. Ba mo adwene so mo nwa be ma, omba be ma ne me. E na ba bia ekọ yi de. Obi antimi hwam ji so mo nko a. Me ani o mo ani. Na so mo nyansem ndo se me so ne yefa ne ye kekire busua. Enti ade bia me ne bebe fie bia no man support ade na ye ntimi kekire busua. That's the problem we have. I'm telling you, that's the problem we have. Majority of them have gotten to a point where when we are talking about in-laws, they don't want to hear anything. But let me tell you the straight truth. The truth is that a daughter-in-law must be appreciated more than a son-in-law. Hello? Did you hear what I said? A daughter-in-law must be more appreciated than a son-in-law. Uba bema ekona baye bi epreso. Sana bene nim yeten yiwa uba bema wa wono. Uche na eto uyem hyeso. So if you are asking na eba, ese na nim tum kabo din te say abete. Now so abaye bi kama slick sweet Coca-Cola nice looking woman has agreed to marry your son. Now hear me. The continuation of every family is dependent on the son. Ebusua bia obema bia wawo manko a wo obema bia onim awo ye nto sebe nokura na nyi obi dia enya me nokura bema wawo awi a wawo manko a de wo ye bola na Laban wa Bible mu eni ba bema nti owo ni mbaba bienu ba ko ho otan a ye fre ne Leah a ba ko ho ofa ye fre ne Rachel o ma de no wo fre ne ko krom ko hwe nwan. You forgotten about that scripture in the book of Genesis? That Laban gave the daughter out to become a shepherdess. The first female to take care of shepherd is Rachel. And Rachel was too beautiful to behold in town. Leah was the firstborn, but was very ugly. So Laban didn't allow Leah to come up because they would laugh at her. But when Rachel came, somebody must take care of the sheep, and gave the sheep to Rachel to take care of the sheep because he didn't have a son. Hear me. The name of your family is ended immediately you have daughters. So stop that nonsense. And obia yenipa oyenka so bi aboa. But ye de bibo to abusua no so. Bible says immediately when Jacob went to the house of Laban, his sheep began to flourish because Bema uni Bema wo fi a wo busua na hye. Ye na wo Bema. Na wo Bema wo. Frame. Na ma bema utiko no to know and I mean my body ade my shadow dey my sweet am George Kwe Ghana George Kwe need to know and I'm girls father baller. Hey, so think well oh baba and me see there bia ye ka se wan na di nhira ebe abusua mu a eye oba bema wakofo obi baba abeka mo ho. Hello? Anytime your son is able to get a wife who is coming to assist your family to get continuation, you need to appreciate your daughter-in-law. So daughters-in-law are more appreciated than son-in-laws. Maybe atina yedin unyanka be ya me. Ese wa wo manko a frame me ma yira wo be ma me ndi no ba me kire nko be wo be ma ma jiska kakra. Adwuma me ya no me agenda chata. Me ka no kra kire wo. Enya nyame adwen me ka no kra akire wo. We nya nyame adwen na me ka akire wo. Me ka no kra akire wo. Se obaba eko ware a tie me. Obaba eko ware a she should be more appreciated than a son. Because the son is the medium by which a continuation of a family will come. But without a female who is a wife or a woman, there is no way your family can see any property come into your life. So the Luther family, my father gave birth to a son like me and collected 2 daughters. My sister, the one who follows me, is now Tigo. He has produced children. They are all called Tigos. They are not for us. They are not for us. But as beautiful as my sister is, she has gone to the Tigo family and has produced very beautiful children for the Tigos. So so watch it carefully. So my brother-in-law's mother must appreciate my sister for coming to that house. Because without my sister, they don't have a child. You see the Ghana language? Hear the Ghana language. Those of you who speak Ghana, translate it for yourself. The Ghana language says when you give birth to a child, obi, me, imbi, imami ebi, obi, bi, wabisa, me ebisa de. Ke info se me wa. If I give birth, it is called onabi when ba. What does I say? And in Krankasa say, me mama wo me no bisa me. Me nya woman no pe when ba. E wo pa ko mama nabi. The Luther family will not continue if my father came to this earth and produced girls. Because right now, all my siblings, the 2 girls, are working gloriously in the name of their husbands. One is called Tigo. The other one is called Obing. Yes. So I have an Obing in my family. But the children, all the children, my sister have produced four of them. All the 4 children are going to the Obings and are going to the Tigos. The Luther has nothing. So if the Obing family will have any respect, they should have respect for my sisters. Why? Because my sisters have granted them the opportunity to have the extension of their names. The same like me as a son. If it is not my wife who came to me and came to give me the opportunity to impregnate her, the Luther family will not have the children I'm having right now. This is why I tell men, produce more. Baby, I know shall was you. Mr. Makase Tiawa, sending me more money. 0277 609 6 of an out with my foundation. The American a pure send this kind of foundation because me say one way me shall go to and I'll give birth again. My way and mammy and son and yashe. Yamin at them, Yamin at them. Challenge me with your wife. Meaning that I'll give you a son. This is the preamble to my discussion. That immediately your son is able to grab somebody's daughter so they can give you beautiful children as grandchildren. Watch it here. My mother doesn't have 30 grandchildren. Why? Because the only legitimate qualified grandchildren for my mother are the children that are writing my name. Hello? You didn't get an illustration. Metihei. Me na mama me ma me ni papa omanya busuya ento aso. Grandchildren na me nwa ma na akọwo no omo kọ obin any tego no ho. So a son-in-law is not appreciated more than a daughter-in-law. So now why? What is the trouble? Why are wives struggling with their mother-in-laws? If what I'm saying is what we should go by, why would your son bring a lady into the family who by virtue of her production, you are now called a grandmother who has legitimacy to have the same name with the children? Why is she now your burden? Why are you fighting her? Why are you fighting her? Why do you hate her like that? Why is your daughter-in-law your target for life? Madam, nobody sent you to give her to a son. I tell every woman, any woman who has a son is a future troublesome mother-in-law, including my wife. You go have sons. I know how to give birth. I know how to give birth. My woman remember two solid, 2 strong boys. Check me sound. Look at that. 2 strong boys. Why are we fighting daughters-in-law? Why? Why do you hate daughter-in-law? Why? Why? Why do you hate your daughter-in-law like that? Tell me, mother-in-law. Why have you gone everywhere to make sure that the young man has impregnated somebody's daughter and your son wants to go and marry this girl, and you are doing everything in your capacity so that your son will not have the taste to marry somebody's daughter? Why? Tell me. Why do you hate? Tell me why. What is the reason why you hate your daughter-in-law like that? If it's not your daughter-in-law, your son is useless. If somebody's daughter never agreed to marry this ugly, nasty son of yours, will you ever be called grandma? Why do you hate your daughter-in-law? Why do you have exchange, fight with your daughter-in-law? You have a description for your daughter-in-law. You have a name for your daughter-in-law. Look at how painful it is. In a marriage setting, anytime childbirth becomes a problem, the only person who struggles, the only person who goes through the biggest trouble when there's no childbirth is the woman. When your son cannot produce sensible spermatozoa, when your son cannot give good sperm, you negotiate that the wife should learn and pray and wait upon the Lord, for God will answer one day. But immediately the girl in the marriage, everything shows that she's the reason why delayance of childbirth is not happening. You become the biggest witchcraft in her life. You demand that she's changed. You demand. Unya kukudro. E biewano. E kachi obabe mane se. Ye wadi boni. E mados wokrum. Untimi kotina bro chire. En wale oba onya ye fun wo ba. E ma bebe de wo ha. Me pe mi mana fa wonwo. Me penana. Me pese wo to me din. Wona to me bedin. I mean, so foolish enough that when your daughter-in-law is, I have stories that are so painful. A young girl brought me some concoction that the mother-in-law has gone to mix from some shrine in a bottle, and they brought her to drink so that she can have a child. That's what the mother-in-law has done. Nima na siba koji eduro ashedura breno abetra no so se onom no nya no wo nanama no na koban sa ne babema no ena ne kote ewu ani mu kote musuo ahye anka me donyame me nyina mu nim de besi ye be pa wo chow ena o hima fa kompaibo mu ena nyankopon de ne mre mpa. I'm saying that why are we not treating the most precious thing that has happened to our family? A daughter-in-law is a gold. A daughter-in-law is so special. A daughter-in-law is the pivot for every family. Without them, your son is useless. So why do you hate your daughter-in-law like that? She's not a daughter. Nobody by any chance can call somebody's daughter her daughter. My mother, you are not, my wife is not the daughter of my mother. My mother can never produce my wife. Never. That's the word. Never. If my second born is in the same age with my wife, it doesn't give my mother the clearance to think that she can deliver that beautiful woman I have. Even